Crush it, add it to the water, boil it at 100 degrees Celsius, or 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Now pour it carefully in a cup. Drink it. Pour it. Pour it. Pour it. Wait, sorry, forgot about the intro. Welcome to Do Cameo. Okay now. Drink. It is tea, one of the widely consumed beverages in the world. Although tea is a globally celebrated beverage, its native is East Asia, which probably originated in the borderlands of southwestern China and North Burma. The history of tea spreads across multiple cultures over the span of thousands of years. Tea originated in southwest China, likely the Yunnan region during the Shang dynasty as a medicinal drink. An early credible record of tea drinking dates to the 3rd century AD, in a medical text written by Hua Tuo. It first became known to Western civilization through Portuguese priests and merchants in China during the early 16th century. Drinking tea became popular in Britain during the 17th century. The British introduced tea production, as well as tea consumption, to India, in order to compete with the Chinese monopoly on tea. In one popular Chinese legend, Emperor Shenang was drinking a bowl of just boiled water, because of a decree that his subjects must boil water before drinking it. Sometime around 2700 BC, a few leaves were blown from a nearby tree into his water, changing the color and taste. The emperor took a sip of the brew and was pleasantly surprised by its flavor and restorative properties. A variant of the legend tells that the emperor tested the medical properties of various herbs on himself, some of them poisonous, and found tea to work as an antidote. Shenang is also mentioned in Lu Yu's famous early work on the subject, The Classic of Tea. A similar Chinese legend states that the god of agriculture would chew the leaves, stems, and roots of various plants to discover medicinal herbs. If he consumed a poisonous plant, he would chew tea leaves to counteract the poison. Initially, tea was consumed differently. It was eaten as a vegetable, chewed like tobacco, or cooked with porridges. Later it attained its true purpose as a drink 1,500 years ago. They found adding it to the boiling water would enhance its flavor. For the storage purpose, they found different methods: dried the leaves, crushed or powdered, and pressed into cakes, and stored them for a longer period. In the 9th century during the Tang dynasty, the tea plant was introduced to the Japanese people by a Japanese monk. Later it became a unique part of Japanese tradition and ritual programs. China was a monopoly in the tea trade. Tea was one of the 3 major export goods with silk and porcelain. As tea drinking became popular globally, it gave China the power and economical influence. The tea spread more in the early 1600, when Dutch traders introduced tea to Europe in large quantities. At that time Great Britain was expanding its colonial influence consistently, dominating most parts of the globe. Along with Britain's expansion, the interest in tea also grew rapidly. By early 1700, tea was sold 10 times costlier than coffee. The plant was only grown in China at that time. Clipper ship, the fastest sailboat at that time, was born out of competition between Western trading companies to bring the tea to Europe first and increase their profits. Initially Britain paid with silver in exchange for tea, but when they realized it is too expensive they suggested trading tea with another substance, opium. When opium consumption increased, it triggered a serious public health problem within China. The people became addicted to the drug. In 1839 a Chinese commander ordered his men to destroy the shipments from Britain which contain opium. This was seen as a statement against British influence over China. This triggered the First Opium War between China and Britain. The war continued till 1842. The defeated Qing dynasty gave the Hong Kong port to the British. They resumed trading with no way left for Chinese as the war weakened the China's power and influence for over a century. The British East India Company wanted to grow tea by themselves and stop the monopoly of China. They chose botanist Robert Fortune to bring the fortune to the East India Company. He was assigned for a covert operation to steal tea from China. In disguise he infiltrates and traveled through the Chinese mountainous tea regions. He smuggled tea trees and experienced workers into Darjeeling, India. From there the tea plantations spread further. The British East India Company used all possible areas where they believed that the tea can be grown, causing mass deforestations in the hilly mountainy areas. They succeeded in ending the monopoly of the Chinese tea trade. After water, tea is the second most consumed beverage in the world. The preparation methods vary across the world, based on the culture and traditional impact. The current global production of tea is around 6.5 million tons per year. China and India combinedly produce more than 65% of the world's tea, where China produces 2.8 million tons, India produces 1.4 million tons, followed by Kenya, Sri Lanka, and Vietnam with 0.46 million, 0.3 million, and 0.27 million respectively. India is the world's largest tea-drinking nation, but its per capita consumption is around 750 grams of tea per year. Turkey, with 2.5 kilograms of tea consumed per person per year, is the world's greatest per capita consumer. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please support us by subscribing to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you. I will meet you with another interesting video. Bye.